Hey everyone, my name is Monique Mazerol and I am recording a video on weight-based dosage calculations. This is the second part of my video. I have another one, and if you'd like to watch that, you can just go to my page and find it there. A little bit about myself. I'm a fourth-year nursing student, and I'm working with the University of New Brunswick in St. John to do some peer-led tutorials and webinars on medication math. So to start off, by the end of this video, we want to be able to convert weight. We want to accurately calculate the amount of medication to be administered, and we want to calculate the safe dose range when giving a weight-based medication. And the reason for that is you have a minimum amount of drug to give per day and also a maximum amount. And you want the amount that you're giving to be within those two. That's a very, very important thing. With weight-based dosage calculations, it's really important to get this med math right. You don't want to give the wrong amount of drug. It would be very, very bad. So it's important to do this math and calculate your safe range to make sure that you're giving the appropriate amount. So let's start out with a question. So George is an 8-year-old boy who came to the emergency department 3 days after stepping on a rusty nail. He's 87 pounds. The doctor on duty diagnosed him with osteomyelitis and prescribed Ansef 26 milligrams per kilogram Q12H. The medication has a safe dose range of 75 to 200 milligrams per kilogram per day. So first off, we want to know is what is George's weight in kilograms? We want to know how many milligrams George would get in a single dose. We want to know how many milligrams he would get per day. And we also want to know the safe dose range for Ansef. So let's start off with what we know. We know he weighs 87 pounds. We know he's been prescribed Ansef 26 milligrams per kilogram Q12H, which is really important. I put some stars next to it there. And we know the safe dose range is 75 to 200 milligrams per kilogram per day. All right, so the first calculation that we have to do is we have to figure out George's weight in kilograms. So he weighs 87 pounds, and we are going to figure out kilograms. So we know that within 1 kilogram, there are 2.2 pounds. So if you calculate this math here, we find out that George weighs 39.5454 kilograms. But we don't want to leave it like that. That would make it very complicated for the math. So we have to round to the 10th position. We don't round up with 4, so we know that he weighs 39.5 kilograms. So this is a really, really, really important thing to know, and we'll be using it for the rest of the questions today. Let's move on to the second part. So why don't we, well, we're going to write in that he is 39.5 kilograms, because now we know that. He is prescribed Ansef 26 milligrams per kilogram, Q12H, and the safe dose range is 75 to 200 milligrams per kilogram per day. So now we want to know how many milligrams George is going to receive within a single dose. So to calculate that out, we want to cross out some units. So we know that he is getting 26 milligrams per kilogram, Q12H. So we want to cancel out our units, so we have 39.5 kilograms. So when you do this math here, you're going to cancel out your units, and your answer is going to be 1,027 milligrams per dose. Remember, this is a single dose. So now that we have that information, we'll move on to our next question. So let me just write in, let's remind ourselves that our single dose is 1,027 milligrams per dose. He weighs 87 pounds, which is 39.5 kilograms. So the next question that we're looking at is how many milligrams will George receive per day? So if we go back up here to our information, we know that this is Q12H, this dose. And we know that within a day, there's 24 hours. So divided by 12, that's 2. We're going to be giving 2 of these doses. So all we have to do is take our number, 1027 milligrams, and we want to multiply it by 2 because that's how many times we're going to be giving it per day. So our daily dose of Ansef is going to be 2,054 milligrams per day. So that's really, really, really important to know. And the next thing that we're going to be doing is seeing if this is within our safe range for George. We want to make sure that we're giving him the appropriate amount that's going to help him and not going to harm him. All right, so now that we have that all calculated out, let's add these numbers in so that we have them for reference when we complete our safe range dose. So we know that 87 pounds is 39.5 kilograms. We know that his desired dose, so what we're going to give per single dose, is 1027 milligrams per dose. And then if we multiply that by 2, because we're giving it Q12H, so that's 2 times a day, we are giving 2054 milligrams per day. So let's calculate our safe dose range now. So we're giving 75 milligrams per kilogram per day, and George is 39.5 kilograms. So to do that math, we find out that the minimum safe dose range is 2962.5. And we don't want that 0.5 to be there, so we're going to round up to 2963 milligrams per day. So right off the hop here, we can see that what we are giving is below the minimum safe dose range. So that is something that we would have to check up on. We don't want to be giving less of a dose. We want to be giving it within that safe range. So that right there should, kind of open up your eyes and make you cautious and make you question what you're giving. But we're going to pretend that we don't know that, and we're going to do the next part of the question just for some practice anyway. So let's do the maximum. So the maximum that we can give is 200 milligrams per kilogram. We're multiplying that by 39.5 kilograms. And if we do that math out, the maximum daily dose is 7,900 milligrams. So, like I said, we can see that this is outside the safe dose range. So this is why it's so important to do that math, because you would be underdosing a child or an adult, depending on who you're giving this drug to. You want to make sure that the value that you get is within your safe dose range. And that's the most important thing that I can stress. And I hope that you found this video